Hello, I am Ahmad Morsel, a PhD student at the Centrale Nantes Gym Laboratory. My PhD is on experimental testing of structures subjected to blast load under supervision of Director Professor Ioannis Stefanou, Co-Director Professor Ioannis KOTRONIS, Co-Supervisor Dr. Filippo Masi, and in collaboration with Professor Guillaume Racineaux and Engineer Emmanuel Marché. My thesis is funded by the Connect Law project of Pays de la Loire and Nantes Métropole. On 4th of August 2020, a large amount of nitrate stored at the port of Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, exploded. The explosion caused damage and economic loss estimated around 15% of Lebanon GDP, which is actually one of my motivation for doing this thesis. But explosion is not something new. Let me show you what happened in the Parthenon in Athens in 1687, where the Parthenon is exploded and the explosion led to destruction most of the Parthenon and hundreds of deaths. Moreover, the explosion can cause due to natural disaster, like the earthquake in 1923 in Japan, where the earthquake caused fire in an army depot, and this fire led to an explosion that caused thousands of deaths. So we need to preserve our structures against a blast scenario. How we can do that? First, we need to understand the fast dynamic response and failure mechanism of structures against blast load, then to evaluate the resistance of real structure against the blast load, and finally to implement an action to protect the existing building and design a new one. So we need to redo the explosion of Parthenon in the laboratory because doing experiments in reality are costly and dangerous. Here is the design plan. So this is a cabin we have so far. It's made from galvanized steel. Here we have the ventilation system to take all the dust coming from the explosion. And inside the cabin, we did the installation of the acoustic foam. The aim for the acoustic foam is to isolate, to reduce the sound coming from the explosion and to prevent any reflection coming from the shockwave. Here we have non-magnetic optical table, which has a passive pneumatic supports to isolate the noise coming from the ground. And here where we install our explosion, which is an exploding wire installed between two electrodes. And here where we have our structure.